Hat Picks. Hello friends, Steve Dangle here, and I got tired of waiting on the Leafs to try to grow a beard. Sorry, what I meant to say was, hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Steve's Hat Picks, where we look at the best from around the NHL over the past week. It's the playoffs, let's not waste any time. We're all the way in round 2 now, but first we gotta get to a few from the end of round 1, and this is gonna hurt. After winning Game 5 against the Toronto Maple Leafs in overtime, the Montreal Canadiens returned to Montreal in front of a crowd of 2,500 fans. The first fans to go to a sporting event in Canada in about 14-15 months. One of the oldest fan bases in the sports, one of the biggest fan bases in the sports, and one of the best. Here they are during the Canadian National Anthem. That, my friends, is a hat pick. Another hat pick from that series, and producer Drew, you can cover this with whatever visuals you want. The Montreal Canadiens overcoming a 3-1 series deficit to eliminate the Leafs in 7. A lot of you were upset with me. Steve, you didn't give the Habs enough credit. For goodness sake, they could have played 3 spectacular games and lost one of them, but they didn't. They overcame a 3-1 series deficit. Philip Deneau enjoying his pizza. Fantastic. The two young guys, Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield, combining for an overtime winner. Jesperi Kotkaniemi wasn't even in the Game 1 lineup, scoring the overtime winner in Game 6 to force 7, and in 7 it didn't even get to overtime because the Montreal Canadiens played their best game of the series. They earned it, they won it, and now, at the time I'm shooting this, they're up 1-0 in the second round against the Winnipeg Jets. The Montreal Canadiens, man. That's a hat pick. Leaving the end of that series and going to the end of another with a defining moment, Sebastian Aho sends the Nashville Predators packing.
Time with a concussion in the regular season. Now Slavin. A wrist shot taken, he scores! Jacob Slavin has won the series for the Carolina Hurricanes. They march on to the second round in a date with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Sebastian Aho gets a little help from Brock McGinn. Slavin comes down the boards, just shoots it on goal. And I don't know if it changes direction or not, or just Saros couldn't track it, Johnny. You see right here, Slavin's going to walk to the inside, then go down the boards, shoot it on goal. And I just think it fools him.
Yeah. We'll see here.
Oh, maybe it touched Aho there.
Maybe it goes off Aho.
For sure.
He wins the faceoff, picks his spot, and tips home the series-clinching goal. Doesn't get much better than that. That's a hat pick. In our last series clincher, my goodness, I mean, the Minnesota Wild pushed the Vegas Golden Knights to the absolute brink, forcing a Game 7, but the Vegas Golden Knights' performance in Game 7 was amazing, and especially Matthias Janmark.
The Golden Knights have led the last 2 games. Janmark busting in. Janmark scores! Law with the pressure on Suter. Digs it out to Janmark and it scores! Janmark going towards the empty net and scores!
The sort of stuff you announce to yourself, he scores a hat trick in Game 7. You say that in the driveway as a kid, and he did it in real life in front of a screaming crowd. That's a hat pick. And with that, we head to round 2, and our first hat pick of round 2 I think is super underrated. A shout out to producer Drew for getting this one. Anthony Cirelli not only scores a goal here, but watch how he receives the pass.
Hedman, stretch pass, Cirelli trying to find it in the skates. He does. Cirelli darting in with the backhand. He scores! Anthony Cirelli!
Great play by Victor Hedman to recognize that Cirelli's coming through. And pass was actually a little bit behind him. Great job by Cirelli to collect this pass, come up and recognize that Shea was in a vulnerable position, push pass, use his legs, and then backhand shot. Those are deceptive shots, tough for a goaltender to read. He's coming in with so much speed. And Brady Shea at that position, he's trying to get the puck, and really he needs to take his body.
Oh, that's not fair. Anthony Cirelli, sorry, let me just say this. Memorial Cup champion with the Oshawa Generals Anthony Cirelli, sorry, I got to put on for my city. He receives the puck between the legs. Yes, it does bounce off the defender, but he gets it back and just what a goal. I wonder how many players throughout Tampa's lineup you could put on the first line of at least half the teams in the NHL. All right, that was a good shift from Tampa Bay's first line. Now coming over the boards, Tampa Bay's first line. I'm sure they'll be followed by Tampa Bay's first line. They have like 3 or 4 of them. Ugh, that goal's sick. Disgusting. That's a hat pick. For our next hat pick, we go to the Bruins-Islanders series, and if you want to set the tone for a series and let the other team know they're in for a bad time, score a hat trick on them. Here's David Pastrnak.
Tie up in front of the Boston bench. Nelson picked off by David Pastrnak. A Dangle. Here he comes. He'll delay to the slot. A shot. He scores! David Pastrnak!
It was a long offensive zone shift from the Islanders, and then they tried to make a change. And Pastrnak intercepts the pass, and then he does the rest on his own. Patient, holds on, players going to the net, and that beautiful release just inside the post, his third of the game. 2-goal lead.
And a nice job by Taylor Hall. Watch this little pick. That opens up the shooting avenue for Pastrnak. And I don't think Sorokin sees it as Pastrnak goes from his left to his right. Hall streaking in the net. That little bump right there, that creates a time and space. And he just blows it right by Sorokin.
We talked about both teams and how they go to the net. Both goals in this third period by the Bruins, similar.
Pasta giving the Islanders quite the gluten intolerance. Don't boo me, I'm a dad! I thought of... That's a hat pick. All right, fine. Our next hat picks, several, our producer Drew just having to get the Colorado Avalanche in there. They're not even good. Show the first one. It's probably trash.
McKinnon again. Shoots. Scores. Then over comes Graves. He lets McKinnon back up onto the top of the circle.
Okay, you got lucky on the first one. Now you might be like, Steve, that's just a simple wrister. Look where he's looking.
He's looking past, and then he just no-look 5 holes, Robin Leonard. Everyone thinks he's looking through the seam for Brandon Saad, but instead he turns over the blade and rips it 5-hole.
He snipes on Robin Leonard without even looking! The Avalanche aren't fair. That's not fair. That's a hat pick. Now, here's the thing. That's Nathan MacKinnon standing still. He's a problem standing still. How do you stop him when he's skating like this?
Played it in. Grubauer left it for Girard. Marchessault comes in with a hit on Girard. Carlson had that puck go off his skate. MacKinnon in stride with speed going to the net. Oh, what a goal by Nathan MacKinnon! Oh, my stars, cue the highlight reel. Nathan MacKinnon with a beauty. Well, Elliott talked in the pregame show about starting from behind their net and getting to your net quickly, and this is about as quick as you can do it. Girard had the puck behind his net. He took a hit behind his net, started the play off, and within a split second, McKinnon just blew by the Vegas defense corps, and then as he leans to his left, he pulls it back as he gets Leonard to come off the post and goes straight upstairs. Hegg standing still, can't stop it.
I want them to expand the fastest skater competition at the All-Star game. I really do. Because it's really fun watching the players do a lap and you see who can break the record. We can still do that for sure, but there's just something missing from it. Like, they can do several competitions. Like, who's got the fastest blue line to blue line speed? Something like that. But I want to see who the fastest player with the puck is. I know we're all automatically going to go to Connor McDavid, and it may very well be him, but we cannot sleep on Nathan MacKinnon because right now the Vegas Golden Knights are checking under their bed for that guy. Holy cow. That's a hat pick. Now, round 2 in Canada. The Winnipeg Jets, they swept the Edmonton Oilers. They've been sitting pretty. They've just been chilling for like a week. Ugh, we don't even have to do anything. Well, you didn't, but now you have to play Nick Suzuki, and that's a drag.
Moves it ahead, and now Edmondson Up for Suzuki. It's a 2-on-1 with Toffoli. Here's Suzuki in. Scores. What a move by Nick Suzuki. And the Canadiens lead by 2 again.
You know, part of the growth of Stanley Cup playoffs for a head coach is having faith in your young players that they can play against anyone. We talked about Danault going up against the top lines. Well, here on the change, it's the Suzuki line going up against Scheifele. And what happens at the end of it? An offensive zone shift that the Jets are thinking, okay, I'm going to be able to get something going, and instead an outlet pass. Talk about patience for Suzuki. You know, Forbort didn't play a bad play trying to take away any pass, but he let Suzuki walk in, showed amazing patience.
Woof! Nick Suzuki with the time, with the patience, with the obviously the Vegas Golden Knights are good, and so they probably know what they're doing, and Max Pacioretty's a super good player, but how do you draft Nick Suzuki and then give him away? That's the most mind-blowing thing to me. Like, it's one thing if you trade a draft pick, then you're just trading magic beans. The Vegas Golden Knights knowingly took Nick Suzuki 13th overall in 2017 and then gave him to the Habs. Goodness, that trade is a hat pick, and this goal. What? He's 21. He's 21. And lastly, they had a hard time getting into hat picks during the regular season, but somehow here they are in the second round of the playoffs. The Buffalo Sabres! Here they are winning the draft lottery and securing the first overall pick in 2021.
Number 3 overall selection in the 2021 NHL draft belongs to the Anaheim Ducks.
So the Anaheim Ducks move from second to third. The good news is each of the last 3 years, the number 3 overall pick has jumped straight to the NHL. 2 general managers remaining, watching this anxiously as we see Ron Francis and Kevin Adams awaiting to see who the number 1 overall pick will be. Bill.
The first overall selection in the 2021 NHL draft and the winner of the 2021 draft lottery is the Buffalo Sabres.
So the Seattle Kraken will pick number 2. They move up from third to second. They will pick higher than the Vegas Golden Knights did in their inaugural draft season. Buffalo retains the top pick for the first time since they did so themselves in 2018. This is only the 3rd time in the last 11 lotteries that the team with the worst record ended up with the top pick.
Listen, it's been a weird year. This draft is going to be very strange, but the easiest pick you would think should be first overall. And this stat from producer Drew, I know it's true, but it's impossible that it's true. From producer Drew, this is Taylor Hall's 8th team lottery win. And I was trying to figure it out and trying to do the counting, and down goes Brown helped me out. Taylor Hall's most recent lottery eligible team wins again. This is the 5th time that Taylor Hall's most recent eligible team has won the draft lottery. He was also drafted with a lottery-winning pick. He was also once traded for a player who was drafted with a lottery-winning pick. That's right, Taylor Hall was picked first overall in 2010, so he's connected to that one, and he was traded straight up for Adam Larson, who the New Jersey Devils got 4th overall with a draft pick they got from the draft lottery. And then the team that Taylor Hall was traded from just like, a month and a half ago, wins the first overall pick again! Specifically wins the draft lottery. This dude, that is a... Do you understand the odds? But if you're a Buffalo Sabres fan, I know what you're screaming at the screen right now. Forget Taylor Hall, and I agree. This is your first overall pick. That's a hat pick. And last but not least, we're not going to really talk about the Mark Scheifele hit on Jake Evans. Obviously, that's going to be saved for Dangits. But the hat pick here, before we discuss it and before we even know what the suspension is at the time I'm making this video, I want to give a shout out to Nikolai Ehlers. With Evans down on the ice and obviously in some trouble, tempers are running high, there's a scrum breaking out, potentially a fight breaking out, and Nikolai Ehlers swoops in to protect his opponent. Yes, it's the playoffs. Yes, it's a battle out there, but there's got to be some humanity here. And that is a tremendous example of sportsmanship. Nikolai Ehlers, that is a hat pick. So, what'd you think of this one? Leave a comment in the comment box down below. But for now, that is it for this Hat Picks video. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell your friends. The gluten joke was funny.